Welcome back to Prince Bike Update, your go-to channel for everything on two wheels. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most unique and accessible cruisers on the market, the 2025 Kawasaki Vulcan S. Whether you're a beginner rider or a seasoned cruiser enthusiast, this bike is something you'll want to hear about. Kawasaki has kept what worked and refined what didn't, giving us a Vulcan S that's both familiar and subtly improved for 2025. So, grab your helmet, sit back, and let's break down what makes this year's Vulcan S such a compelling package. Let's start with the design. At first glance, the 2025 Vulcan S maintains the same aggressive, low-slung cruiser stance that made the earlier models so popular. The compact headlamp, elongated fuel tank, and sporty rear tail give it that urban street vibe, a mix of classic cruiser DNA with a modern, sporty twist. For 2025, Kawasaki has introduced two new color options, a stealthy matte graphite gray and a bold metallic emerald green, both of which pop beautifully under sunlight. The body lines remain sleek and angular, almost minimalist, and the overall finish is premium. The matte black engine casing and exhaust add a dark, stealthy aesthetic, and the LED lighting system, now standard on all trims, completes the modern look. That includes LED turn signals, LED tail lights, and a crisp, updated front headlamp for better night visibility. Now let's move on to what really matters: performance. The 2025 Vulcan S continues to be powered by Kawasaki's tried and tested 649cc parallel twin engine, the same engine you'll find in the Ninja 650 and the Z650. But don't let the cruiser body fool you. This engine is anything but lazy. It produces around 61 horsepower at 7,500 RPM and 63 Nm of torque at 6,600 RPM. Which delivers strong mid-range performance and excellent throttle response. What makes this engine so impressive is its smoothness and linear power delivery. Whether you're riding through tight urban traffic or cruising on the open highway, the Vulcan S offers enough grunt to keep things exciting. And because it's based on a sport bike engine, it revs eagerly and doesn't feel sluggish like some larger displacement cruisers. That makes it a great option not just for experienced riders, but also for those transitioning from smaller bikes. Speaking of beginners, Kawasaki has retained its ERGO-FIT system, which is a game changer for rider customization. The 2025 Vulcan S is still one of the most ergonomically adaptable bikes on the market. Riders can choose between 3 different seat options, foot peg positions, and handlebar configurations, allowing it to accommodate a wide range of body types, from shorter riders to taller ones. This is especially valuable because most cruisers tend to come in one-size-fits-all packages, which can be intimidating or uncomfortable for newer riders. With the Vulcan S, you can truly make the bike your own. The stock setup is already quite neutral, with a comfortable upright posture and mid-mounted foot pegs, but the adjustability makes it even more appealing. Let's talk about the ride quality. Thanks to its low seat height of just 705 mm, the Vulcan S is incredibly accessible. Even if you're shorter than average, flat-footing this bike at a stop is easy. The bike weighs around 229 kilograms wet, which is relatively light for a cruiser. That makes low-speed maneuvers and U-turns much easier, especially for city riding. The suspension setup remains the same as previous models: 41 mm telescopic forks at the front and an offset monoshock at the rear with preload adjustability. It strikes a good balance between comfort and sportiness. The suspension soaks up potholes and uneven surfaces pretty well, but still provides enough feedback for spirited riding. It's not a floating couch like some heavyweight cruisers, instead, it's more connected to the road. Braking duties are handled by a single 300 mm disc with a 2-piston caliper up front and a 250 mm disc at the rear, both equipped with dual-channel ABS, as standard for 2025. The braking performance is predictable and confidence-inspiring, more than enough for the bike's weight and power. Now, a lot of people ask about the riding position and long-distance comfort. This is where the Vulcan S really shines. The bike feels planted and stable at highway speeds, and the upright position means you won't be straining your back or wrists even after hours in the saddle. Add in the well-padded seat and optional windscreen, and you've got a cruiser that can comfortably handle weekend road trips just as easily as daily commutes. Fuel economy is another area where the Vulcan S scores high. Kawasaki claims around 24 to 26 kilometers per liter, depending on how aggressively you ride. With the 14-liter fuel tank, that translates to a range of over 300 kilometers on a full tank, a pretty respectable for a mid-size cruiser. Now let's touch on the instrumentation. The 2025 model carries over the semi-digital instrument cluster, an analog tachometer paired with a digital LCD that shows speed, gear position, fuel level, trip meters, and a clock. While it's not as flashy as some of the fully digital TFT displays we're seeing in other bikes, it does the job well and is easy to read in all lighting conditions. That said, we would have loved to see Bluetooth connectivity or navigation integration in this year's model, especially with more competitors adding tech features. Maybe something Kawasaki will consider for the future. So what's the price tag? As of now, the 2025 Kawasaki Vulcan S is priced at around $8,299 in the US market, and in India, it's expected to be priced at approximately a superscript 17.5, a superscript 17.8 lakhs, ex-showroom. Keep in mind that prices can vary depending on region, dealer, and available customization options. For the price, you're getting a bike that balances the cool cruiser aesthetic with the heart of a sporty, reliable parallel twin engine. Plus, the level of ergonomic customization is something you just don't see in this segment. Now, if you're wondering about unique selling points, here are a few to remember. First, the ERGO-FIT system is totally unique in this class, allowing you to customize the bike's fit without aftermarket mods. Second, the Vulcan S is based on Kawasaki's bulletproof 650 platform, which means proven reliability, low maintenance, and accessible performance. Third, it's one of the few modern cruisers that caters to new and intermediate riders without dumbing down the experience. It's fun, stylish, and surprisingly sporty when you want it to be. So, who is this bike for? If you're looking for your first big bike and want something approachable, the Vulcan S should be on your short list. If you're a commuter who wants comfort, fuel efficiency, and style, it delivers. Even if you're a sport bike rider who's looking to slow things down but not sacrifice performance, the Vulcan S offers a smooth transition into cruiser life. It may not be a thundering V-twin or chrome-heavy showpiece, but that's the point. The Vulcan S is a modern-day cruiser built for real-world riders, a practical, capable, and stylish without trying too hard. So there you have it, at the 2025 Kawasaki Vulcan S. Not a radical overhaul, but a fine-tuned continuation of what has made this bike so popular. Solid performance, striking looks, unmatched ergonomics, and a very competitive price point. Kawasaki continues to prove that you don't need a massive engine or a sky-high price tag to enjoy the cruiser lifestyle. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. This is Prince from Prince Bike Update, and I'll see you in the next ride. Until then, ride safe, ride smart, and keep the rubber side down.